All right, just getting rolling on a little job here. Got backed in this driveway. It was a nice tight one to get backed in with the dump truck and trailer, but had to go up and spin around and come at a different angle so that the flare helped me out. And one thing, if you guys ever put a end plate on the back of a dump truck, watch where you put this, because as you can see, it's the same exact height as my trailer. And when I cut real hard, this side can get into that plug there, and that's why that's kind of bent down so hard like that. So probably ought to move that way up here and have that be a lot safer here when I turn into hard driveways. Anyway, I gotta get unloaded here quick because I got a truck coming pretty soon. And this is the job today. This pad right here, it's a 40 by 40 concrete pad. They're gonna end up putting a pole barn here. So I gotta tear this out today. If everything goes right, hopefully have it out in a day. Hoping it's only 4 inches thick and hoping there's no wire in it. But we'll see. It's not really in that bad a shape, but they're just wanting a building here instead of a parking area. Good news, there is wire in it. It's so thin, it's breaking right up. So yeah, we'll keep breaking up a few pieces and hopefully work my way out of this driveway so I don't have a big muddy mess we're working in. But I'm gonna go ahead and hump over here and get off in the grass and get ready for the truck. All right, little update. Things are going good. Probably, well, more than half the concrete broke up, and I'd say about a third of it hauled off, maybe a little more. So just gonna keep on breaking here. I did lose a tooth on my bucket. That made me mad. It was in that corner over there. I saw it was a little loose, pin sheared off. I got the tooth, it's in the cab. But that'll be a fun project to replace that pin tonight or sometime this week. And yeah, it's going good. Truck's got a pretty close haul, so making pretty good time. I'm gonna try to break these pieces up a little bit smaller to make them load up and dump out easier for them. easier to do this too, but just get a little stretching. Alright, one spot I'm going to show you guys that I got to be a little weary of. Got a power line going underneath the driveway right here. So I'll set you right on the power line. And as long as we don't dig down, we should be good. Yeah, you can see the red line and the flags right here. Should be a minimum of 24 inches deep going to the meter for the pole. So we'll just slide this piece out of here. Try to leave that sidewalk in place. I'm gonna take a picture of this because the sidewalk's already cracked. Make sure they know I didn't do that. All right, well, that's all the concrete out. So that was a 40 by 40 slab. Let's do some math on about how many cubic yards or how many tons that was. So 40 by 40 by, it was about 4.5 inches average, I'd say, divided by 12, divided by 27. That was 22 cubic yards, if you can see that. times or about 45 tons worth of concrete. So I think we got it out in 5.5 loads. I mean, really that last load was tiny. So that checks out pretty good, because I'm sure I was putting, you know, about 8 ton on that truck, 7-8 ton. All right, next steps, I'm gonna get the skid steer warmed up here, and we're gonna go ahead and grade this all nice and clean looking. It's pretty nice right now, but just slick it up, make it look good, because it might be a week or so before the building guys get here. So there's a lot of rock on this side, dirt on this side, might push some of that rock up here. A little bit of concrete scraps laying around here and there, but definitely won't hurt anything. Just trying to watch the tracks a little bit on the skid steer, and wherever I can, try not to cut into any of this. And if there's a lot of these scrap pieces, I'll go ahead and toss them in my dump truck and get rid of them that way. But most of them should settle in here just fine. And then they got to put rock in here to level this out anyway, and then build a building. So, all right, let's get the skid steer warmed up. All right, well, that's a wrap here. So all the concrete's out, got this thing slicked off, looking good. Any rainwater they get between now and when the building comes can sheet flow this way pretty good off this edge. And they can still probably park here on this rock. Wasn't gonna add a bunch more material up there where that dirt is, because that'll probably be the finished floor. So they'll put that 4 inches of concrete there, and they're gonna need to fill out here to level this area up. So any material I added up along that edge, they will have to remove, or their building pad would just get even higher and have to get even more rock for this side. So we're gonna leave it like that. It's not in my scope to set the finished floor elevation and grade for the concrete guys. So anyway, not my decision, but next up, I guess the pole barn guys are gonna come. They'll set up and square the building, and then they'll drill and install their posts, set the bottom board, and then I don't know if they're gonna add the rock fill or he's gonna have the concrete guys do that or what. But anyway, it's my first time working with this general contractor, and we're just trying to figure each other out and what you know, how he likes to do things. So if I come back here, I'll definitely take some more video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna get loaded up, and I still have time to get a load of gravel today out to somebody. So get home, drop the trailer, and go make another run to the quarry.